Okay, well, Tony, as Mark said back here, just the one bogey yesterday on the first hole, and it's kind of been smooth sailing, more or less. Just a few comments about today and how you're feeling through 36 holes.
Yeah, the game feels like it's in a good spot. I scored it really nicely yesterday, and I hit it really nicely today. I didn't hit it that close, so even though I didn't make that many putts, I rolled it nicely. It was nice to get one on 7, which was my 16th hole. I felt like I had a bunch of looks beforehand that weren't going in, and it was nice to roll one in on my way home. So, but overall, it's been a solid couple days.
I think you said you liked the draw of late early on Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm guessing the wind was a lot more subdued today.
Yeah, definitely. It laid down quite a bit, especially after yesterday, and it's supposed to pick up this afternoon, but we'll see how that plays out. But overall, I think for the wave that we had, I played really nicely.
You haven't missed a cut here before, finished tied for third 2 years ago, I think with Emiliano, in fact. Anything in particular you remember about 2 years ago in that finish and how close you were in the contention?
The thing I remember most is my coach, Boyd Summerhays, was caddying for me. He forgot to put sunscreen on his legs, and his legs were the color of her hat. So that's what I remember most. His legs were red the last couple rounds, and he was quite embarrassed. So, that's more. I remember more about that, I think, than the golf. But that was quite funny, and that was the last time he's ever caddied for me. So,
was that the first time or
first and last?
Sorry.
Yeah.
You mentioned the late early. Now you've got a little bit of break being, up there in the leaderboard. What are you going to do in the time that your kids maybe over here? What are you going to do in that time?
Yeah, that's the great thing about having my family out here. I have no problem filling that time with the kids. So I'll be hanging out with them. Tonight I'm sure we'll do a little bit of fishing here on the lake right in our backyard we're staying at. So we'll have plenty to do to fill the time.
Are you staying pretty far away or pretty near?
No, right here. We're just right on number 10. Yeah, we just got a place there, Airbnb, right on number 10, and we'll be fishing on that lake later this evening. So.
Tony, can you take me through the 18th hole and particularly what you had on that 100-foot putt that you had?
Yeah, that was quite a tricky putt. I had to play a lot of break, but I had to get the speed just right. Unfortunately, I've hit the green twice there, but I've left myself pretty impossible, 2 putts. So I'll be looking to hopefully hit some shots a little closer on the weekend.
What did you have over the water today?
230 over the water. It was a 3-iron. It didn't come out the way I wanted. It was basically like I was hitting out of the rough. I was at the very end of the first cut, but 3 to 6 inches from my golf ball, the rough was about this high. So what ended up happening is basically like I was hitting out of the rough. I hit a hard 3-iron, which is about my 250 club, and it barely covered the water. So, I mean, I'll take that putt after kind of a scare with the second shot.
Was there anything from the final round at St. Andrews that kind of propelled you into here that you found there, or confidence you brought from that?
Anytime you can play well on a Sunday in a major, no matter what situation you're in, I think it just breeds more confidence, with whatever you're working on and things. So I think I've just kind of ran with some of the feels and the thoughts from St. Andrews and applied it into the week so far, and it's working, and it's been good.
How did you keep from dealing with any kind of fatigue just from the cross-continental trip to come here and get your way right back into the mix a few days later?
Yeah, well, I tell people this all the time. A lot of people sleep, coffee. A lot of coffee is a huge thing, but when you have 5 kids, in your face, as soon as you see them, jet lag's all gone. So maybe that's a huge reason, why I'm not feeling a lot of jet lag. I've got my family here, and it's been a lot of fun. So.
And is there any motivation to kind of build your resume for the President's Cup in these final few weeks of the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that extra motivation, but one thing I've learned about being on those teams and being in this position before is it's impossible to make those teams if you're looking that far ahead. This week, I'm going to have 36 holes to play some good golf and hopefully have a chance to win, and that's really where most of my focus is. The rest kind of takes care of itself.
What does it mean in general to be on those teams from having done it a few times?
Yeah, it means everything. Everything to your career. It's the best experiences I've had in this game have been in those team events. Whistling Straits is going to be hard to top. It was a really cool team to be a part of, but what it does is it keeps you hungry to want more. That's all it does. The more experiences you have like that, the more you want to be a part of those teams. So that's definitely a motivating factor. But I would say every week you tee it up, you have a goal in mind, and for me this week it's to put myself in contention to win on Sunday, and I've done a good job of that for 2 rounds.
The greens look like they're starting to brown out. How are they playing?
Yeah, they're still softer than they look. For example, the last hole, I hit an 8-iron straight downwind. It pitched and it didn't move an inch. So they're definitely starting to get a little faster, but they haven't proved to be as firm, I think, as they look. So we'll see how that plays out kind of as the wind blows and the conditions firm up throughout the weekend.
Good.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony.